Hello, welcome back to another edition of Road Talk with Cade. Today in my life is Friday, July 24th, 2026. Today's a big shift change in my life when it comes to trajectory and stuff. I'm actually going to be packing up my video games here and putting them back in the box and retiring from playing video games. And I actually don't know how long this is going to take me, so I'm going to get started right away. We'll just kind of talk along the way. Yeah. As you can tell, I did not prep much for this. This is I guess this isn't really on a whim. I made this decision before I left to go home in June. So I made this decision the week, well, I left on June 16th. So I made it somewhere around that time where at this point in my life, it's really just time for me to retire the video games. Not forever, but I need to stop wasting the 5 to 8 hours a week that I waste on them. So we're kind of just going to take a walk down memory lane when it comes to the video games and kind of just turn them off, put them in the box, and then start moving forward from there. Okay, this is much better. Alright, so to start here, the PS3 is by far the most played console I've ever had in my life. Nice, you get a nice view of my ass there, don't you? So, I'm going to take out, oh, did I turn it off? Alright, so right here, this is the crown jewel of all the video games I've ever played. NCAA Football 14 on the PS3. The amount of hours I have logged in this game would disgust not only my family or any of you, but even myself if I had an actual number of hours played. This game came out in the summer of 2013, so I've been playing this video game for 13 full years. And that is honestly quite absurd to think that I've been playing a video game pretty much regularly. Actually, that's not true. I didn't play it because I lost it in my dad's RV somewhere in high school, and then I started playing it again in college. But I would say I've probably played this game at minimum on a weekly basis from, I'd say, 2021. So for the past 5 years, I've played this game at least once a week. But now it is time to close the case, turn off the PS3, and do something more productive with that time that I've been wasting playing a 13-year-old video game by myself and not really getting better at. So we're going to take that, power's out, power's out. So unplug that. Yeah, I don't really know how well this is working visually, but it is what it is, and I've been pushing off making this YouTube video for about a week too long now, because the plan was to record it and retire playing video games from the day I got back from this trip. So I got back on June 16th from being home in Wisconsin for a month. And well, that really just didn't transpire. I've been super, super busy between work and personal life, and last weekend when I got home, I had to put my entire life back in order. So I never really got around to filming this video or a lot of other things in my life that I also needed to get figured and situated last weekend that I didn't all get to. But so we're doing this now, one step at a time, putting it away. You can actually see here, this is still the box this came in. We got this for Christmas in 2010. That's honestly beyond me. I know we got it for Christmas, and we got it with Call of Duty 4, but I'm not entirely sure what Christmas it was, or when that exactly would have been. That is something we'll figure out at a different time. Not that that actually matters. I am making a mess. Moving slow. Yeah. Okay, there's another one. One down. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to press this button. Turn this off. And here's the video game I've played most on my PS4, I guess in the last 7 years. Farming Simulator 19. A classic and a staple in the Hafke household when it comes to video games is Farming Simulator. Because when you grow up in a bunch of cornfields, well, I guess you just start wanting to farm even when you're inside your house and not just while you're working for your neighbors. And I always did get a good kick out of that game. That was a good time. A very good time waster, which the whole point of this video is to stop wasting so much time. So it's a good laugh I gave myself there. Instead of wasting time, we're going to regain about 5 to 8 hours a week with, I don't really know what yet. I haven't figured out what my plan is to add into that time frame that I'm giving back to myself. I'm hoping to find a more productive hobby. Probably just going to mean I'm going to hike more. Pretty much everything in my life just means I'm going to hike more at this point, which is, I mean, that's the ultimate goal in life, is for me to spend more time outside in the woods anyways, so I can live with that. And there goes the PS4 back into the box. So that's also in the original box. Lots and lots of hours playing Fortnite with my friends, other video games. 2K was probably the staple that I played most on the PS4 growing up, and that was just because sports video games wise, they stopped making new high school football games, college football games, and I just never really got into Madden, so I kind of stuck to 2K, and now I despise and hate the NBA. So funny how the world works, where I didn't even play that video game, or I played that video game all the time, never really watched the NBA growing up, and now I despise the NBA, and I'll probably never play 2K again anyway, so packing another thing into the box. I actually can't do that yet because I need to put other things in here. But keep moving. 2 controllers, power cord, HDMI cord. I don't even know. Does this come off the wall? It's been a long time since I've touched this thing, so I'm a bit nervous. Okay, we're good. Is that this one? Yeah. Not break anything that's not mine. So HDMI cord down. Need to take the power cords now. Oh god, I got a mess in here, don't I? So the PS2 is going to be the tricky one, I have a feeling. I haven't plugged this thing in a while. Oh, I also got a DS here to play Pokemon on. That'll be being thrown in a box and disappearing as well. Not that I've played Pokemon in, it's only been like 2 years with my kid. It's been much more recent than you would think it is. So, alright, the HDMI cord plugged into that. Let's see here. Let's try that one. So this is actually the second PS2 I've had in my life. The first one, the disc reader broke because me and Hale played it so much growing up, and I wanted a new one. So one of the Christmases while I was at college, I bought myself a new PS2 so I could play old school video games. Actually, I don't even know why I'm turning them on. All I need to do is take the controller out of it. So there's 2 main video games from my childhood that the PS2 is, would be my favorite console for. So the first one is the one I'm holding. This is Star Wars Battlefront. So me and my best friend Noah growing up, we lived about 3/4 of a mile away from each other. And when we were real little, we'd go to his house, we'd play this video game, and then we'd go to my house, and we'd play Lego Star Wars on the PS2. And those are just some of my favorite memories growing up, was playing not this PS2, but his PS2 and my original PS2, and just going back and forth all summer long from house to house, just playing these video games for endless and endless hours. I actually found this Star Wars Battlefront game. Let's see if the sticker price is on it. Yeah, I paid $10 for this game at the used game store in Asheville here, and I got a couple fun drunk nights out of it. But just like everything else, it has to come to an end because I gotta stop wasting time. I'm 25 and a half now. I'm trying to be more efficient with my time, especially as a guy who travels a lot. 5 to 8 hours a week here is divided usually by between 3 or 4 days. That's unplugged. Yeah, this thing is so old that it used to have the 3-color plug-in. I actually probably have that cord laying around here somewhere. But yeah, so it was the red, yellow, and green. It was green or blue was the other one. And you plug it in the back of like the big box TV. But obviously, as you see here, there is a flat screen TV that no longer has those plugins on it. So I had to go online and buy a PS2 HDMI adapter that you plug into the front of the PS2, the back of the PS2. This cord provides you power. This would plug into the back into an HDMI cord. That way I could play video games on a flat screen TV. Did not improve the visuals at all of the game, but still a way for me to run through some great nostalgia times growing up, I should say. So I have that. Now, twist up some cords. But really, what I was getting at with all of this is to kind of just go down memory lane, turn off the games, find a more productive avenue in my life as I get older. It's just time to retire some of this stuff, which makes me a little bit sad. And that might be why I've been pushing it off a little bit, but I really just need to grow up a little bit. And I think this is a good way to grow up a little bit is by taking 3 video game consoles out of my living room so that I can be more in tune with what I want to do with my future and also just open up time to cook and really just, I guess, do whatever I want with my time that's more productive in my eyes, because this is obviously not the most productive thing I could be doing with my time. And it also is going to look much nicer in here with all these cords and stuff laying around. Yeah. So that's going to be the HDMI cord for that. Anything else down there? That goes with the PS2. So it's just another power cord. It's a lamp. It's not a power cord. That's the power cord I'm looking for. Alright, so let me put all this stuff in a box, and then depending on the amount of time left, actually, one more thing I need to get to for my note sheet next to the camera is this isn't a permanent retirement from video games. This is more of a, if I want to play video games, I'm going to have to feel like I earned it. So it's going to be keep them in the boxes. If you've earned it or you feel like you got the right to play video games for an afternoon, take them out of the box, plug them in, play them. Then when you're done, put them back in the box and keep them out of sight so you don't waste. Especially this time of year is a big time of year when I was playing NCAA football a lot as we lead into the football season. And I'm telling you, there'd be Saturdays where I'd play that video game for 12 hours straight. Pretty much only to stop and eat. It actually just started pouring out, holy cow. But yeah, so I would play that, pretty much any of these video games. I'd get on a grind set, and I would just play it for hours and hours and hours on end, which was not healthy for me and setting me back in terms of the things I want to accomplish in my life. So, put my beautiful half-key license plate back up. I'll dust that and clean that off later. But yeah, I guess I can sit down for this. There's 2 last things I wanted to get at in this video. So last week I hit a huge milestone personally, or I guess financially for myself. So in my life I've taken out $79,800 worth of debt in my life between my student loan debt and the car that I currently drive now. And as of last week, Tuesday, I am under $40,000 worth of that debt. So in my life, I have paid off half the debt that I've taken out. And it doesn't sound like it's that much of a milestone, but it does. It feels like a real great accomplishment in my life. And I feel like I'm truly achieving something, or things are getting better, or going in the right direction. And then lastly, depending how much film battery I have left and how long this is, I think I'm going to give you guys a quick apartment tour. But I'm going to cut this here, and then I'll join you back in about 15 seconds because I got to put some stuff away. So we're going to make this two-parter. So about a year ago, I would say I did my first apartment tour. So I kind of just wanted to do a little update. So I got my nice coat rack here. I got that for 30 bucks used. And I got that sick little doormat. Move around. Got myself a lamp. So that's 3 new items. Chair, a desk, all kinds of new stuff in here. But yeah, so that's the office. That's where I do all the heavy lifting and all the hard work that I do every day. New rug for that. Keep it moving. That's the living room mostly. Got my little bookshelf here with the bookshelf, my flower, and all the books I've read. I think I'm up to 7 or 8 books read now this year. I don't know, I've kind of lost track. But yeah, so basket, my little chair that I'm scared to sit in because I'm afraid if I sit in it, I'll break it. So I just got a rocking chair that is there for aesthetic. That's kind of the whole point of this video is I had a girl come over that I was seeing a couple months ago. Laundry room, that hasn't changed much. And she made a comment that it looks like you live in an apartment where a serial killer lives. And so that was like, well, yes, I gotta buy some furniture because that's not kind of really the vibe I'm going for, a serial killer vibe. But so that was kind of one thing I learned at 25 years old is if you bring people over to your apartment and there's nothing inside of there, they're gonna think you're psychotic and live a little crazy. So I just wanted to kind of give an update from last year. So I got new sheets, new bedding, bedside table. My bathroom's not the same, so I'm not going to turn the light on. And then I want to show you guys something I'm ticked about. So this is one of the shirts I bought out when I was in Wyoming, and there is a nice stain on it right there. So that means I bought 2 shirts, and both on that trip, and both of them have a stain in the belly of them. And I've only had them for about 2 full months. So that's why I don't buy clothes for myself or things for myself. But as you can see from this apartment tour, I have bought a bunch of things for myself. Well, that's all I got for you guys. You can hear the lightning's cracking. Thanks for listening. I love you. Bye.